Jeff, how's your bracket doing?
How's my bracket? Oh, I didn't even fill one out this year. First,
nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, I'm glad you got me to start to blurt a word out and then cut me off again. That's cool. I appreciate that.
How's your fantasy team?
I still do find that.
Nobody cares.
Fuck that basketball. Basketball.
Bastard ball. All right, let's go. What is up, everybody? We are back. We are so freaking back. Oh, boy. We are as excited as you could possibly be at the end of March. Yeah. It's nice and quiet here. Had a lovely view of the shuffleboard court today. Amazing. 2 Canadians versus 4 Canadians. Canadian on Canadian crime, maybe some Wisconsinites mixed in there. It was exciting. I could tell just from the window. Anyway,
not to jump in on that, but you're about to get slammed, I think, because spring breakers are my daughter's school just took off this week. I think tis that time of year where you probably get a little busier.
It's been spring break, son. It's been spring break. Yes, this month, and basically from March 1st to April 1st is when we feel the crush of insanity. So, basically, when I walk outside, I hear 2 different beach bars music. So it's like a DJ, and then it's a like low level rock band. Both I can hear from my place, and then it also smells like weed intermittently throughout the area.
There's worse things to smell, brother. I'm telling you that.
I don't like the smell. I don't have a problem with people smoking it. Like, I have no problem with you assholes smoking it, but I just don't like the smell. Just
never convicted on no dope.
Never convicted.
I just don't like the smell. That's it. I mean, I don't care. I do get concerned when I'm crossing a 5-lane street and I smell weed after I crossed it. That's concerning.
Well, time and place.
Well, yeah. This is beach, so that is the time and place.
They should make it into a cologne. I think it smells wonderful.
A fresh quarter opened up, first time out of the jar. Yeah, I'll spray that shit out. That was me.
Yeah, sounds like a bar mitzvah to me. Anyway, we appreciate everybody being here tonight. We're back. Pull up a stool, pour a drink. Let's talk some Buckeye football, as we do every week. We thank everybody that joins us. Tyrone, where you at? Steven, all the rest. What's Cassie been up to? That crazy girl. Anyway, tonight we're drawing a winner for the $50 Amazon gift card. And I immediately regret ramping that up to $50. But we will give it away tonight. Don't forget, we're doing this for every 100 subs. We just hit 600 today. We're going to hit 700 soon, I believe. And we're doing a $50 gift card every 100 subs till we hit that big 1,000 subscriptions. And we're giving away the big hundo, the $100 gift card. Tomorrow, I'll be releasing a YouTube video announcing the next giveaway. So you'll have to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Otherwise, you won't know when the fucking video comes out. Like, comment, subscribe on tomorrow's announcement video for the next $50 gift card. All right. 1 entry per person. You can comment it 1,000 times if you want. You're only going to get 1 entry. And this is only on YouTube. So if you're listening on podcasts, you got to hop over there to YouTube. The link will be in the description for this show. And just like, comment, and subscribe on that announcement video. So let's hop right into it. Let's pick a winner. Jeff, do you want to pick a winner?
I'm always picking winners. What's up?
Are you? I've seen who you go home with sometimes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
What was right? Shawn, can you attest?
No, I do not attest.
Do you protest?
I don't. I exercise my rights.
Well, it's about time you exercise. It's been a while.
No doubt.
All right. So let's see if we can use this. Let's share. Copy. And we need to pick a winner for this particular drawing. Oh, I got to share. Where's my shit? Gotta share the goddamn screen, otherwise it's not legit. Share it. Share. There we go. Sharing. All right. Fetch it. Oh, this doesn't like comments for my video. Uh-oh. This could be a problem.
Great production here, bro. What we got going on?
That could be a big
Got
problem.
no.
All right.
You got no live.
And we're back.
No, because the video is a short. Let's try this one. We're going to try this. Okay. Reshare, unshare, reshare, share, sharing. Okay. Video there. No duplicates. Exclude users, no. Hide comment, remove winner, no. Okay, let's try this. So we've got 135 comments. That's great. Unfortunately, we don't have 135 likes. So the math is not adding up. Shawn, can you quickly do the math and let me know what you think of 135 comments and 67 likes? Was that an even 50%?
Would you say 135 and what? 65?
67, yeah.
67. That's real close, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is not going to work either. All right. We're going to have to just fucking skip through this. I'm not doing this all night. I'll get back to you on the fucking drawing because apparently YouTube Shorts, which is the video that everybody commented on, is not working for the drawing. I will get you an answer as soon as possible. Tonight we're gonna talk about the scrimmage on Saturday, and we're gonna talk about recruiting. Ohio State recruiting. Is Michigan kicking Ohio State's ass on the recruiting trail, or is this just a narrative that the media is putting out there? What else? Do you guys have anything else you want to cover? Obviously, Jeff and Shawn are with me as usual, as I blew right through that.
No, man. Try to get into the scrimmage and what information we heard from the guys that were able to watch it. But that's really the most important thing going on right now, and really outside of that 2024 stuff, recruiting wise, that's about it. So let's get to it.
Thanks. Way to carry that out. Appreciate it. All right. Let's super guppy. I know.
Super Guppy going back to back.
Well, he's the first one in on the new drawing. He could go $30, $50.
I say
Probably
well
shouldn't have
played.
done, but we want the best luck. I think we might have an option here. Okay. All right. Give me a second. You guys got to talk. Say something.
All right, what do you wanna
Scrimmage,
go on?
anything. Let's go scrimmage.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
So
just-
Shawn, have you been around? I mean, have you heard any of the podcasts from the local media and the guys on the beat that were able to watch it? Have you listened to anything or heard
I
any
have
updates?
not. I have not.
Okay.
No, so
Well-
I'm looking forward to you guys filling me in.
I got just a few things, just a few quick comments. I heard one podcaster, I believe it was Cleveland.com. I heard one guy say, it might not mean much, but I don't see how Kyle McCord couldn't be in the lead at this point. Kind of left it pretty kind of vague, but said that, went on to say, and it wasn't Cleveland.com, actually, it was one of the other ones. But the guys, it was pretty much just saying that Kyle McCord kind of had a moment and seemed to look like he was, like a year ahead in the program, kind of like what we talked about as far as, both quarterbacks being on track, but Kyle McCord possibly just having that leg up just because he's a whole nother year experienced. That was some of the feedback that was off the cuff. And mostly, obviously, because the biggest thing is the quarterback battle. It was the most talked about. Who was number one in reps? Who was two in reps? But there weren't a lot of bad things to say about Devin Brown either. So, just to cover the quarterbacks, guys.
I think if all of the things being equal, I mean, yeah, I think that'll just exactly what you said, Jeff. That'll be it. Whoever has a moment, whoever kind of, has that leadership or take charge moment, I think that'll be the guy that gets it. If our McCord's already done that, then I don't think that eliminates Brown at this point. If you're saying that he looked decent too, but now I would definitely say if that were the case, then maybe he has a leg up, and he probably already did coming into it, right?
Yeah. And I certainly did not hear from anybody. I want to make this clear. I certainly did not hear from any of the podcasts I listened to talking about what they saw at the scrimmage. Nobody was saying that the race is over. Devin Brown is clearly behind. Nobody was going to that it's clearly it's already been defined. Somebody took a step back. None of that talk has surfaced anywhere. So I want to make that clear.
Glad. I mean, I'm just glad that now we're talking about an actual competition, because I feel like I was fighting you guys, or maybe not, just fighting my own head. That it wasn't even a competition before. It's like, hey, this Kyle McCord's the next guy, and that's that. And I'm like, well, hold on, man. This other kid can play football, and so I'm glad there's a competition at all, and I think that'll make whoever wins it that much better. So
Yeah, okay, we do have
here we go.
We are ready to draw a winner. Are you guys ready? We'll come back to the scrimmage conversation in a second. I really want to get this out so that the winner can win. All right. So we have 145 comments. Here's the drawing. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
We'll say yes.
I can.
I can see
Steve Johnson. Steve fucking Johnson commented back in January. Hello, new to your channel. I would like to participate in the giveaway. Steve Johnson. Congratulations, Steve Johnson.
Stevie J, there you go.
The winner. Let's see the page here. Steve Johnson. Nobody's going to subscribe to your channel. Sorry. It's pathetic. Anyway, taking a screenshot. contact me, Steve Johnson. Oh, I probably should make sure that let's see if we got an email address for Stevie. Oh, Steve, which is not at all a made up name, I'm sure. No contact info. So Steve Johnson, email me, Joe at thebuckeyecast.com. Hold up.
What's that up under his name?
That's just his username. That's not like in the about area. There's supposed to be an email address from normal people. Anyway, if Steve is just a spammer, we'll do a redraw. Steve, you got 48 hours. Email me at joe at thebuckeyecast.com or message me, comment on any video with your email address, and we'll get in touch and send that over to you. All right. So we have a winner of the $50 Amazon gift card. Finally. Okay, now we can get on with our lives. Let's get back to the scrimmage talk, because a lot going on here, in my opinion. There's going to be some. What?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you were catching everything that me and Shawn were talking about, but we're pretty much okay. All right.
So, you're going to get super excited when we talk about the corners, because they got their hands on a lot of balls. Jeff, I know how excited you get about that. Also, quarterbacks started off a little shaky from all reports that we're hearing. A little inconsistent early on, but Kyle McCord played better in the second half of the scrimmage. This is a 2-hour practice, by the way. They did 7-on-7, 11-on-11. They did red zone drill. They did multiple red zone drills where they marked guys down at the 1 or the 2 after they had actually scored. So, it's that manipulation of the practice that we've seen Urban Meyer do in the spring game and
situational stuff.
Yeah, exactly. To set up situations. And so the offense won 102-100. So did you guys get any action on that? Did you see what the spread was?
I did. I did have the over.
Oh, good
I
call.
believe.
Good call.
Yeah. I think over under was like 198. So I cashed in big on that.
Huge. It was close because the offense scored late. They scored
100 to 102. Must have been a buzzer beater.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was a buzzer, but defense took control early on. They were 11-1 in the first 12 reps. The defense was. QBs, Brian Day said after the practice in a quick little 5-minute media scrum that they're grading every snap, not just how you do on every snap, but how do you get the team into the end zone? And he reiterated the point that we all should live by, is that you grow from failure. Shawn, I know you have that written on your notebook, right? You grow from failure and not success.
True.
Yeah. QBs rotated in with the 1s. There was no favoritism played to seniority or anything like that. McCord brought the energy, leadership, showed flashes, played a little cleaner than Devin, but Devin escaped the pocket and obviously, kept that narrative, the media narrative that he's the more athletic guy. Kept that living on, even though Kyle got outside and showed mobility, evaded the rush, throwing on the run. They even threw in a design run play for him that he scored on. So I hope you guys listen to my quarterback matchup videos this week on the Daily Blitz, because I try to dispel those nasty narratives of who is more athletic and the actual fact that Kyle can move. He's not just a guy in cinder block boots back.
No one's saying that. what they're saying is this Devin is really athletic. Like he's a different dude athletically is what they're saying. Not that Kyle can't move, not that Kyle's like fucking, rest in peace, Haskins or, one of these guys that don't move. I don't think that's the narrative that they're even trying to build necessarily.
Okay, well, that's what I've been hearing a lot.
I think it's more it's more dynamic with Devin, not like that's like a probably a major that'll be more a part of his game probably than McCord.
Right. Well, I will say from all reports out of this scrimmage specifically, I'm not making blanket statements about Devin's game. I'm just saying Devin is maybe a one read and I'm out kind of quarterback right now. Maybe two reads. I go to A, then B,
right,
and my third option is I'm getting the fuck out. Where
right.
Kyle is going through progressions. This is what reports are. All right. Obviously, we're not there to see, so all we have to go on is what the beat can reiterate to us. There's no video running. There's no audio running. There's nobody allowed to use their phones throughout the entire fucking scrimmage. So then, and this doesn't, this makes sense, honestly. And again, I got to reiterate this point because I got some pushback from my Devin video the other day, and my Kyle video, actually. The Kyle video, they thought I was shitting on Devin. The Devin video, they thought I was still shitting on Devin. It's not the case. Devin is going to be great in his time, all right? Maybe it's just not time yet. Maybe he's not seeing things as clearly as Kyle. It's a possibility. I'm not making blanket statements.
Maybe not, but don't write him off. I don't think that, okay. And I think sometimes you come across a little bit like, again, like I just said, opening up, you and Jeff both, hey, McCord's the guy. And
yeah, that was my prediction.
I'm not there with you.
Well, I was making a wild prediction. I don't think it was too wild. That is where I would put my money if I could go on Bet Online right now and choose between the starting quarterback.
Yeah, me too. Everyone would.
Okay.
Everyone would. But we're saying that don't overlook Devin Brown. We'd all bet that. That's the obvious choice. That's the no-brainer.
But you can do both.
Don't be surprised if it happens.
Right. Okay. Nobody's shitting on Devin. This is exactly what I got into with my fucking videos. People think I'm shitting on Devin. I am not shitting on Devin. This is not a black and white issue. It is two guys can be great, but they both can't be starting quarterback at the same time. I'm going with Kyle, and Devin can be great when Kyle is done. Simple. That's what you think. This is not okay. Kyle led 2 touchdown drives, 1 field goal drive on the last 4. Last 4 drives, they each got 2 series with the first team and 2 series with the second teams. So Kyle led.
How many practices into spring ball are we?
5 or 6.
Okay.
Shawn, we're determining the future of the Ohio State program by this practice in late March. So you got to embrace it. Right, Jeff? Jeff is fully embracing the nonsensical nature of this podcast. I hope. Or he's just drinking. Who knows? Anyway, Jeff will be back.
Yes, I'm right here, sir. Right here. Were you asking me a question, or are you just dumping on me again?
I wasn't dumping. There was no dumping. My pants are around my waist.
I mean, Joe, I agree with you, but you and Shawn you guys are arguing two separate points. Shawn's gonna stick with Devin Brown winning out this job as of right now, and as what we said
I think
weeks
it's McCord.
No, he's riding the fence.
No,
Clearly.
I think it's McCord. But if you're saying, oh my God, it's McCord, it's McCord's fucking team. I think it's like 60, 70% McCord and 30% Brown can win this thing. So, I mean, it's not a fucking 95% McCord thing with me.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think it is either. From what Joe said, from all the reports of who was there, it looks like how we all thought it would look. You know, with Kyle having another year in the program, he just looks a little more seasoned right now. That's kind of what the people that were there were saying. Nobody was really saying that Devin Brown that doesn't have a chance or it's not, or this competition's over by any means. You know,
Joe,
I mean, it's going like how we thought it would. He's got a leg up right now because he's more.
Let me ask you this, like you were getting to that, you know, Devin Brown might be the 1.5, 2 read the tuck it, right? Where McCord, you know, is chin up. He's gonna, you know, get deeper in the progression, 3rd, 4th, whatever. Do you think any of that will depend on how good our O-line? What if our O-line shit?
Oh yeah. That's one of the points I really wanted to get to today is the development of the O-line. This is a unit that's coming in with 3 new starters, right? So,
yeah,
I mean, this is not a cohesive unit by any stretch here in late March. So your point is legit. I give you props on that. And I would say, yes, the pressure in a scrimmage or a practice is definitely going to affect how the quarterback reacts from snap to snap. So just like in game.
It's going to be everything. To our offense, it's going to be everything. Either one of those guys they're not going to look very good if they're constantly having, you know, constant pressure every snap. Neither one of them will be able to produce.
I think we need to also hearken back to the CJ Stroud versus Kyle McCord quarterback battle 2 years ago. CJ did not look like he did against Georgia. Okay. There's a development. There's a progression in a quarterback's abilities, and Kyle, you know, it's going to take time for him to be able to extend plays by rolling or spinning out of the pocket or just evading rush, or even if it's a run play, just evading a quick D tackle or nose tackle that's in there right at the snap and you know, dancing a little bit. So this is obviously early on, but again, we are determining the future of the Ohio State program right now today. And I want to talk about young guys, Carnell Tate, Jelani Thurman. These guys are thrust in there in a competitive atmosphere, Ryan Day called it, to see how they would respond. And I love it. Carnell Tate showed out. Carnell Tate's making plays, got his black stripe off after practice. That dude seems like a dog to me. I know it's one practice. I know it's the end of March, but you got to remember Brandon Innes, though he was at the practice, he's not officially enrolled yet. He's not able to practice. He's just attending meetings and shit like that. Tate is in there, and this guy, I saw some of his video from the practice. This guy's looking good. Jelani Thurman, a freak, 6'6" at tight end, a freak. He's on my freaks list. Check it out. What do you guys think?
Joe, I did hear some reports also about Jelani Thurman and Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate, I think they threw him in as a gunner on a punt with the first team, I think.
Yeah.
Just because they said he's just wanting and ready to get after it, which is a great sign as a freshman that's been there, 2 months, maybe not even
January.
yeah, okay, middle of January. So It's great to see. Getting the black stripes removed is a big step. That means you're showing something to somebody. So hopefully health doesn't become an issue, and he can build on this coming back into the summer, because he knows NS real well. They all know each other. I mean, he knows there's another dude coming in that's going to be taking snaps in the fall. So, it's good to see these younger guys kind of, make some deposits in the bank. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Really trying to make some statements and leave the coaches something to think about when they break for the summer. July Thurman, he's got to figure out how to block. What's he listed around now? You think he's around 225, 230, maybe?
Yeah, right.
Maybe. I mean, he's got to figure out before he gets on the field, and they might have some packages, when we, with some double or triple tight ends, try to get him matched up on somebody. But until he figures out this blocking and is able to make consistent blocks, I'm not sure we're going to see him ahead of G. Scott or Royer in the backup to Stover. But we'll see. We'll see how he develops with that blocking and stuff. I'm sure as soon as that comes around, they will find a spot for him, because he's proven to be what we thought he was. Some steel out of Georgia that we can turn into something.
Yeah. What do you think, Shawn?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've always been on the Tate hype wagon.
It was the sunglasses, right?
I don't know, but everything that I hear and see about the guy, it's always, I'm thinking, is this guy full of shit? And I don't know. I think he shows out. I think he wants it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's on our team.
Yeah. Hartline said that all these freshman wide receivers have come in with a workmanlike approach in the locker room. They've dug into the playbook, and it's showing. So I think all these freshman wide receivers are impressing across the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think this guy's gonna, he's gonna be in there this season. I don't think he's gonna ever be a starter this season, but yeah, he's gonna get some time.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's the deepest position on the team. The most depth and the most talented combined.
In 2 years, and maybe even next year, he's going to be a critical piece of the offense.
Yeah.
A huge piece.
Is it too early to call him Carnell Tathan? Does that not work?
Doesn't work.
No? All right. Because it's the last name.
Already shown more potential than Tathan.
Okay. Wow. Hey, nobody had more potential than a 5-star, 5'9" quarterback from Las Vegas. So
when he went 7 for 7 against Indiana in mop-up duty, I think it was.
That's right. They had a package for him and everything.
They had a package for him.
That's always the one thing that I was like, man, what the fuck? Mad respect for Urban Meyer as a coach, but what the fuck? I mean, you screwed up letting Burrow go. All right, fine. You had another stud there, but yeah, bringing in Tathan, putting in packages.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, one of the downfall, I think, the downsides of Urban as your coach is the seeing a tree through in the forest and trying just focusing on the one tree. And I don't know, like I don't know. He thought he wanted to run that offense. He thought he'd be perfect, like a JT Barrett replacement. But then he hired Ryan Day, who came in and said, "I don't want those quarterbacks at all. I'm gonna go get." I would have
never recruited him ever.
Ryan Day was probably asking the same thing, like, "Why did you recruit this guy and then want me to come in and do something with it?"
Wasn't he like Mr. Football in the U.S. and was never lost a game in high school and shit?
He was like Gatorade Player of the Year in Vegas.
Yeah. Four-time state champion.
Eddie George was in his house handing him the trophy out of the oven, like he just baked it or something. It was really weird.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember.
Tathan came home from school. Eddie George is in his kitchen wearing an apron and a chef's hat, and pulls the Gatorade Player of the Year trophy out of the oven and hands it to Tathan. And I'm like, well, this is not going to go well. And he also the QB1 documentary series where his aunt is taking bullets for him on social media.
And
Where
that
is he
wraps
now, by
up.
the way?
That's a new show. Where's that guy? What's he up to?
He's probably back home.
I think, yeah.
Wasn't he like
Anyway.
in Florida Atlantic or something last?
I think he's an Instagram model, maybe. He was at the Canes. He switched from quarterback to receiver at Miami, and that's enough. Anyway, Dallin Hayden running hard, using his physicalities, put on some muscle. So first team reps at the O-line I want to talk about. You got Josh Fryer starting at the left. That is solidified. That's concrete, barring injury, obviously. Donovan Jackson, concrete. So Carson Hinsman at the center position seems to be concrete, but that's also due to the injury/surgery for Jacob James, who was penciled in there previously at center. So Carson Hinsman's put on weight, good weight. He's almost up 300 pounds. He's a little taller center. He's not one of those short, squatty guys like a Jacoby Bourne or somebody like that. But that's your center right now. Let's see how that changes going into fall. But as of right now for spring, Carson Hinsman, dude from Wisconsin, the dairy farmer. Matt Jones, solid concrete at right guard. So you got your guards for sure. Right tackle is where we got a little battle going on still. We got Zen Mahalski and Tegra Shabola, both in this practice anyway, got abused. But, again, this is a developing line. I don't know how much you could put into that. Ryan Day said the D line pushed the pocket a lot. Said they grinded even late into the scrimmage. So a D-line that's experienced versus a developing O-line, I don't know what you can read into that so much, especially up the gut. So what else on the O-line? A lot of D-line highlights is what I would say for the most part on the scrimmage. You guys got any commentary on the O-line, or just you want to let it play out and see how things develop at that right tackle and center? Vic Cutler doesn't seem to be the option at center. Ryan Day said he's still learning how to practice at Ohio State. So
right, and so just a few things. I mean, that's pretty much it for the O-line. A couple guys had said that our first team O-line versus our second team may be the biggest gap of any position on the team as far as
huge
first
gap,
team to second team.
Huge gap.
Right. Yeah. So depth is going to be an issue. We've been kind of blessed the last couple of years, at least last year, with health on the O-line. Right. We're going to really need for that iron to strike twice or whatever this year, because left tackle, if Fryer doesn't develop and show that he can be a consistent left tackle, or God forbid he gets injured. Now we're there's a guy to fill in for him, but then there's going to be who's going to replace him long term. Are we going to end up dealing with another thing, taking our best lineman Donovan Jackson and sliding him out? I
don't think that's an option.
I wouldn't think so either. I think it seems like Donovan Jackson can be one of the best left guards in the country. And be the first guard taken in the draft next year.
He said
could see all that.
Last week when they spoke to the media that he went to Justin Fry, the O-line coach, and said, look, I'm willing to slide out to left tackle if you need me to. And Fry's like, no, we got guys that are going to play that better than you. So let's
sure.
And it's smart. I think you got to be strong up the middle. And of course you want a strong left tackle, but I think that because Josh Fryer is in his third year in the program, maybe.
Yeah.
Fourth, third.
Came in 2020. 2020 COVID year
Yeah,
was
so
his freshman
fourth year.
Coming
Yeah.
his fourth year. But he's got
He had
the
the
1 year with the
ACL.
yep. So he's got a red shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hopefully we're not hit with any major injuries because the depth is so weak. I would expect our defensive line to dominate our offensive line. I think we have first round draft picks on the defense. I don't know if we do outside of Jackson on the O line. So I would expect JT and Jack and Curry and Tyleek and Hall and Hamilton up the middle. I would expect those guys to have won and to be ahead of our O line right now. Now I hope that those battles get a little more even going up to coming out of the spring game, coming out of summer, or coming in the summer, where it's the O line started to win more than they lost. But I totally expect our D line to be ahead of our O line right now. That should be expected, I think.
What do you think, Shawn? You got a at least a starting five that you're okay with?
I mean, whatever they come up with, yeah. But like Jeff said, man, please don't have 2-3 guys go down. Now you're in. I mean, that happens. It happens.
I think
man.
If our O line depth gets challenged, I mean, that could be the downfall of a season.
We've seen position groups get decimated just by 2 or 3 injuries. Running backs last year, corners last year.
And look, we still made the playoffs when we still had production at running back because we had 4, because we had 2 guys left in the pro. We just don't have
a freshman stepped up.
Yeah, and we just don't have. Can you imagine one of our freshman linemen that we just took in this last class, being thrust in there? Hey, we need you at right tackle. We got 6 games left. Right tackle. Here you go. I mean,
it's impressive that Tegra cracked the 2 deep last year. Not that they released an official 2 deep, but Tegra was technically the second string right tackle last year as a freshman.
Yeah, he was in on the second group.
That's rare, obviously. We don't have too many Orlando Paces walking in the door, But D-line, so let's talk D-line real quick. Still developing some ends here. Kenyatta, that guy looks like a fucking predator. Kenyatta is going to be a beast. Got Jack Sawyer looking comfortable back at DN. You got JT obviously going, he's everywhere. But Jack and JT starting at the DNs, and you got didn't hear much about Amari Abor behind them, but Kenyatta seems to be like the next beast.
A lot of chatter about Kenyatta. A lot of people were remarking as, this guy's ready to make a jump. That was I heard his name from I saw the picture on Twitter, but I heard several different people that were watching the defense Saturday said, "Oh yeah, he goes hard. He went hard for 2 straight hours." And looked like they said he was spent, like he had given everything he had at the end of that 2-hour practice scrimmage type. Great to hear. We're going to need more than 2 defensive ends. Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, are they 3 and 4 behind Jack and JT? It sounds great to me. To have your top guys at those positions are your top guys a couple years after the program. When it comes into the playing time, it means you're developing them right, because these are your top. Your top guys are now starters, and then the next guys rated underneath them are the next guys on the depth chart. That's the natural progression how it should work. Interior, we need more depth, but we have a lot of the freshman interior D linemen are not here yet. So we're gonna get 3 more. I think 3 more interior guys in the fall. So depth is going to be a little light right now. Just 2.
Caden McDonald, Will Smith Jr. Hero Canoe is the second-year guy. Redshirt.
I thought there was 3. I thought there was 3 in that class coming late. But
this is a thin fucking group. That's why I wanted to talk about Well, I just wanted to mention, I mentioned this the other day on the show, but Tank Booker from Maryland is currently in the portal. He's a D tackle. He visited Columbus last week on campus. So
The guy from Maryland.
yep, Tank Booker.
Yeah.
So keep that guy in the back of your head to add depth because we are super thin. And this goes back, I don't want to fucking belabor the point, but I got to mention it. I feel like people are not aware that this team is heavily tilted in just the roster balance in the offense's favor. We are substantially short on defensive players just across the board. It's fucking concerning to me. Maybe it'll be fine once we get everybody on campus. I know Arvell Reese is coming in at linebacker from Glenville. You got Calvin Simpson Hunt, the corner, coming up from Texas after his track season's over. You got a couple of safeties coming in, Bonsu, I believe Hawkins is on campus. You got Hartford, but this team has an imbalance. I don't expect it to be a perfect 50-50, split down the middle, but this is a concern of mine, and we're going to see this especially in spring.
Yeah. So why is a lot of that is, do you think some of the whiffs on the recruiting in the past with
it's recruiting
defensive players, more defensive players have transferred than offensive? But
a lot of reasons.
One thing is too that Hartline gets to take 4 or 5 receivers every year. He does, and he takes 4 top 100 guys in the country, so you can't really complain about it.
But we took no running backs this year.
And see, there you go. I mean, we it just so happens that right now in this cycle, we are loaded at receiver because none of those guys had transferred. Some guys in the past couple of classes had, but currently, we haven't lost anybody at receiver. DBs, we've lost a bunch. There's been a lot of upheaval or turmoil. And that goes back to when we lost Deshaun Wint and Amir Reep to those charges. Back when Urban was still there. And then Isaiah Pryor left, and then we had Brandon White the following year. So we lost a lot of DBs in a short period of time that we've never actually fully regained. They need to work on that, but it's just maybe we don't get a good read on enough because we don't have enough backups to give other people reps.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to be fine.
The transfers they brought in. There's a reason why they went and got 2 corners. In the transfer portal. They're also looking at this D tackle. There's a reason why, so let's keep it moving on the scrimmage. I want to get into the recruiting meltdown we had this week. I'm sure you guys have opinions there. So corners, this is what I couldn't wait to tell you guys because you guys would love it. The corners had their hands all over some balls, all up in your balls. They had so many hands on balls. I knew that would excite Jeff and Shawn. They look so much different than last year why? Because they were healthy. Igbinosun, the new guy from Ole Miss, he was subbing in for Hancock and Burke. So Hancock and Burke are running at your 1s. Igbinosun is cycling in at your 2. Hancock had the best coverage of the day, except for the long bomb to Jaden Ballard, which I don't know if anybody else on the team is going to run with Ballard. I'm glad he's catching deep balls. But Igbinosun also got his black stripe off after the practice. So dude's showing out. Dude is out there fucking covering tight ends. He is large and in charge. He's like 6'2" at corner. That's legit. You could do a lot with that guy. Go.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get every chance to battle with Hancock and Burke. I heard a lot of good things about Burke. And also, Hancock got burnt by Ballard, but they said overall he had a good day. But I guess that double move by Ballard and the pass from McCord was pretty slick. That was the first play of a drive. They started at the 50. So McCord and Ballard were hooking up for a 50-yard one-play drive and a score. So always good to hear all the way around that Hancock was able to come back after that and still be productive and make some plays. Yeah, give that dude healthy so we can get a proper evaluation of him. I don't want to deal with somebody that's nursing a hamstring or Burke with his shoulder, whatever he was going on last year. We're gonna have depth. It's coming. It's all young. We have no experience, but a lot of talent. I think a lot of talent. A.B. Nosen, I think, is going to be a huge addition. From all the counts about him.
I feel like going into this year with the guys that we got, we're in a better position at corner than we've been in at least 2, maybe 3 years. Heading into the season with the talent. I know a lot of it's unproven, but that's backing up. But I think it's going to be a good group, solid group with depth.
Yeah. Did it excite you to hear that a lot of corners got their hands on balls, Shawn?
Oh, mine are on mine right now.
Nice. Yeah, typical corner. It's the only balls you're going to touch. Anyway, safeties, we got Ransom, Proctor, and Cam Martinez running with the ones. Not Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles was on the field a lot, had a few pass breakups. Malik Hartford also got quite a few reps, but what do you think about that starting 3 at safety, Shawn?
So say who it was again? Cam Martinez,
Lathan Ransom.
Okay.
And Josh Proctor and Cam Martinez playing the slot. He's a slot corner. Let's just call it a corner. I hate that they call it a safety.
Me too.
But Ransom was playing the bandit, the boundary, the guy in the box, whereas Proctor was playing the adjuster at times.
Like the high safety.
Right, the free.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe just they were running. I didn't see it. This is the first time hearing of it, but I think Cam is always a player's dream. He's a ball hawk. He's always around it. And I know he had some fuck ups last year, kind of let us all down because I think we were all high on Cam Martinez.
Against Michigan, yeah.
But to not have Styles out there as much, I don't know. But it's spring practice. I'm gonna try not to look too much into that.
Right.
I think Styles will be on the field most of the time when we're playing real football games.
Yeah. What else? Steel Chambers had a sack, broke up a tunnel screen, had a near interception. Gabe Powers and Reed Carrico were breaking up passes at linebacker. I was happy to see that. Ryan Day, just to finish up on the scrimmage, he said that it's getting easier for him to mentally move around the field physically. You know what I mean? He was not wearing a headset the entire day. Brian Harline called all the plays, and all the offensive and defensive guys had their own headsets, obviously, to communicate. So, but Ryan Day did not wear a headset. So that's very interesting to me in him trying to distance himself from that play calling duty, right? What do you guys think of that?
I think it's strategic on the part of Day where he's like, you know what, I don't want to pollute this at all. I want to make it organic as possible. So it's a fucking spring scrimmage. Let's let these guys, I don't want to be involved at all. And then he's going to go back and look at it and critique it. I think it's going to be a great learning experience for him and for Hartline, and say, hey, what were you thinking here? He's like,
he's got some notes.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's going to be a valuable tool to bring those guys more together on what they're thinking. But I think it's probably a good thing that he's not live on there. He can be into the game. He can know what he's feeling, what he's seeing, and then critique what Heartline's calling, and not getting involved in it. And I think there's some trust to even give somebody that duty. I mean, that you're ready to do that.
Yeah, it's my duty to trust that booty. No, that
But
doesn't work.
but
That doesn't
here's
work.
here's where you have to find out though. In spring ball, it's like, hey, is this possible that we do this?
Right.
Where Heartline's running this thing, or do I need to be more involved?
Yeah, that's what he said a couple of weeks ago. He wants to put them in game-like situations and create these types of atmospheres where Heartline is going to have to call the plays. So in a competitive, game almost.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's what they've done. All right. Anything else on the scrimmage you guys want to touch on before we get into some recruiting meltdown talk?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. There's some guys that stood out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see as they do some more contact and some more one-on-ones. I'm sure we'll hear more in an upcoming week leading into the game on Saturday.
Yeah. All right. So have you guys experienced the meltdown that is known as the 2024 Ohio State recruiting class?
Well, you have to explain
We
exactly
lost-
what happened, Joe. I
We
mean,
lost running back Jordan Marshall, Cincinnati kid, to Michigan. Pretty simple, cut and dry kind of situation there. Not a lot of nuance involved. Michigan made him a priority early on. Ohio State came in a little later, gave him attention, and Michigan got the commitment. Probably helped that Michigan runs the ball a ton, maybe almost too much.
and they don't have a guy that's going to, and they're not going to
yes.
have anybody on their depth chart.
Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards will be gone by the time the kid gets on campus. So I don't even know if they have another running back commit in this 23 class, but regardless, obviously more of an open, you could say the same for Ohio State. If Travion has a good year, he could be gone. Mayan's definitely gone. Chip Tram's gone. Dallin Hayden is the only one left, and he could theoretically transfer out if he wanted to.
Dallin and Evan.
Yeah, I mean Pryor, and that's it. So, and we don't know what Pryor's going to look like.
And we didn't grab a guy in the 23 class.
Right.
So you would think if you skip a year on recruiting a position, where it's usually like a lot of times it's a singular guy, like a running back or quarterback. Usually you're taking one, maybe a fallback number two, but never more than two. You would think that we would still be in the market with a lot of these big name running backs in the country, just because of our lineage, and not having somebody in the 23 class. I am kind of surprised that maybe somebody like Jordan Marshall would be quick to just jump to Michigan. And why are we not making them a priority? Or are we waiting out for some bigger fish? Because we need running backs. We didn't take one in 23. Why was the best running back in Ohio for 24 not a priority? That'd be a question I would like to hear Tony Alford explain.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been waiting on his senior tape. Maybe Michigan got in there before his senior year, and Ohio State was waiting to evaluate more tape on him. I don't know.
Sure. And schools like Michigan and Michigan State and those that are coming into Ohio trying to get guys that maybe are all in our fringe of getting, or maybe we're not, it's not our number one. They have to kind of take that gamble and take them early. Whereas if, we can afford to wait them out a little, but we've also been burned by that in the
Game of
past.
chicken, right?
And running backs and O-line, especially where we've had a couple of years where we're getting top 300 linemen, or zero running backs. whereas we could have easily gotten, a top 20 lineman
Right.
or
Shawn,
a top running back.
Shawn, I wanted to get your feedback because you're closer to that fan base. Did you get much sentiment or any kind of celebration, any kind of feel either direction when they landed Jordan Marshall this week?
So no, I basically, sorry, I can't report on that end of it. I've only seen some headlines on it and then kind of have tried to even stay away from it because I don't usually I'd go to, go puke and see what those guys are saying. And there's no way I could even stomach it. So I can imagine, but you look at Michigan's class and I think they've got 9 kids. 4 of them are from Ohio.
Yeah, sounds right.
And they got the 3rd ranked class. But the thing is where it's not doomsday people. And yeah, but you know what? We've been losing good Ohio kids back in Myers Day. We lost Carmen down to Clemson. We lose dudes. We've lost kids to Notre Dame. It's not that rare to lose some top kids out of Ohio. Just like we get top kids out of Texas here and there and these other places. So
so we need to go into Texas and find us a running back. That sounds
That's exactly what we're doing.
I love them Texas running backs.
They work out. Yeah, I'm not complaining about them.
JK committed without even visiting.
Yeah, when that 17 class was special. With the the Texas run we had and everybody, but you can't wait too long. If you say it's like it's too early or we were too late. These kids are, they're 3 months, 4 months from starting their senior year. 3 months from starting their senior year. I can't believe that. I can't believe it's already that late. Where some of these kids they're gonna go up to February, middle of February before they decide. Probably. So
what about NIL and new deals coming in? And do these kids stay where they're saying they're going now? They haven't signed anything.
That's a good point. I mean, things could
this
change
verbal
on a
shit
dime.
though.
We always lose a couple, and so does every other school.
You know what? And we're gonna pull a 4-star running back from somewhere, like Virginia or something, right at the end of summer. Just we'll find somebody like, oh, this guy hasn't committed yet. We'll take him, and it'll work out probably. So,
or I think in today's basically free agency, let's say there's a running back that's good out of Vanderbilt or Wake Forest or something that wants to come and play big time college football and knows he's going to get playing time at Ohio State. He'll transfer. Everybody gets to transfer now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I feel like programs like Ohio State, even Michigan, and obviously Bama, Georgia, we can use the rest. Can use another 100 teams in college football almost as farm system. Like, okay, this young kid had a good year. Hey, why don't you come play with us?
Well, we've used Maryland and Rutgers as our farm system occasionally.
Hey,
and they're in conference.
Well, you can play that game.
James Peoples, the Texas running back. His family's from Cleveland and Youngstown. Dad's in the military. He's born in Germany. This kid is razor sharp. Love this running back. He's already got a crystal ball in to the Buckeyes. Just came in Friday from the Oklahoma Insider. So I feel fine with running back. I'm just concerned about. I hear a lot of people melting down every time we lose a commitment, especially to Michigan, because obviously losing the last 2 games on the field to Michigan is just like more salt in the wound, right?
Sure. I don't want to lose them in fucking hockey, basketball, anything. If they get a women's volleyball player that was verbally committed to us and then she signed to Michigan, it aggravates me. But but I mean, you're right. It is still early, and you wonder, was the coaching staff okay with leaving, letting him go? Or did they? Was it
Maybe he
really
got
major
pressured
blow?
too. I mean, you don't know. I mean, like by being there's something to being the first guy, one of the few first guys in the class. You can help recruit according to your class, according to what you like, or picking players that you like, But did want to address Tyrone in the chat. Tyrone says he's not worried yet about the 2024 recruiting class, but not sure about the 5-star wide receiver commit, though. I would say Jeremiah Smith out of South Florida, Shaman Madonna Prep. I love saying that. Shaman Madonna. Down there in Lauderdale area. I wouldn't worry yet, but you do have to keep in mind when a South Florida kid commits to you, it just means you're in the lead. Okay.
Right.
Perspective. But anyway, jumping back to the Michigan versus Ohio State on the recruiting trail, I got a big episode coming out tomorrow morning of the Daily Blitz that is Ohio State versus Michigan focused. I don't want to expend all of my bullets tonight on that, but Ohio State is not going head to head against Michigan for too many recruits, whether it's local or national. Okay. For example, Jaden Davis, the 5-star quarterback out of North Carolina. He's 100% Michigan. Just waiting for him to make it official. I guess I don't know what he's waiting for. This is written in Sharpie, definitely not pencil. So I'll just say that he had months and months before Dylan Raiola committed to Ohio State last year, where he could have committed to Ohio State. He had a committable offer. Could have called up Ryan Day anytime, said, I want to be a Buckeye. Did not do it. Dylan Raiola came in December. In the fall, committed, then decommitted in December. Buckeyes kicked the tires on Jaden Davis again after that, but still were not convinced that he is their guy. Michigan is.
Okay.
Michigan is convinced. So it's a difference of preference, really. I mean, Jeff, you like curly-haired blondes. I'll take anything. It's a difference.
True. So I guess I didn't know all the facts, but Jaden Davis did have a committable offer, like a solid offer from Ohio State already.
Yes.
Well, I thought the way they talked
him.
about it, the way he camped and stuff coming out of after his sophomore year of high school, is 2 years ago, when they were talking, I'm like, well, I would assume he has an offer, and we're just waiting. He's waiting until his senior year or whatever. But then when then Raiola, then that whole thing came in, and it became Raiola. I can see why he maybe backed off then. But I don't know, man. These verbals don't really mean shit. I mean, especially from a guy like Raiola who's gonna verbal for 3 months and then say, I take back the verbal. Well, the school may not have just planned on him being there, but other recruits planned on him being there once they hear the
he's
verbal,
recruiting for the school. He was recruiting for Ohio State when he was committed too. That's the laughable part.
Yeah. So like, how stupid?
Jeremiah Smith committed. We just talked about.
Yeah. So, what do we do from here? I'm sure we have 5-star quarterbacks in mind, but we need to get one of them. We need to get one every year.
Yeah. We got Aaron Noland coming in this weekend. He expects to get an offer, not what this is an interesting, again, check out the Daily Blitz tomorrow for more details, but Aaron Noland, his first name is Prentice, but he goes by Air, which I would too, fire him. He released a top 7, even though he officially does not have an Ohio State offer yet. Ohio State is in his top 7 though. And he has an April 8th decision date.
Wow. without he must be pretty confident though he's getting that offer.
Exactly. Yeah. He
He
said
must
that
know
as
that's
much.
coming. Yeah.
So he's visiting next weekend. We'll see. He has Ohio State, Miami, Texas A&M, Alabama, Clemson, Arkansas, and Oregon as his top 7. A very,
Jesus.
I would call it diverse group, to put it
Right.
kindly. So
Spread out.
Yeah. So recruiting is going to keep moving. The machine does not stop. Shawn, what do you think of Michigan coming into Ohio? Do you think that they're getting high quality kids out of Ohio? Or do you think they're just, besides Jordan Marshall, obviously, he's the one high 4-star that they got. But does this bother you that they're coming back into Ohio finally?
Oh, a little bit, yeah, it does. And it's kind of like this. I look at those other guys that they got, and they're all quality guys. All top 500 type guys. So to me, they're guys outside of Marshall, obviously, they're kind of on that bubble. They're the guy that will take last to fill in that spot. Okay, to get another offensive tackle. Our third or fourth tackle in the class or something like that. Okay, bring this guy in, I feel. But they're usually not high priority for us. The thing that bothers me, though, is for the last few years, those guys haven't been going to Michigan. They've been going elsewhere. And I just don't like them going to Michigan.
Sure.
So that's the bothersome part to me.
Right. If I can ease not just you, but the rest of Buckeye Nation's worries about Michigan coming in and taking top Ohio kids, I would say that between 2018 and 2023, Michigan took 11 recruits from Ohio. So that's 6 classes. So that's less than 2 per year. And they were ranked between 10 and 20 in the state. Not in the country, in the state.
Right.
So keep that in mind. And Ohio State, this is concrete, this is black and white, does not offer guys in state outside of the top 7 or 8. So
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain in numbers what Ohio State is recruiting and what Michigan is recruiting.
Right.
Yeah, I know that go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing I would say that is, coming out of that Zach Harrison recruitment, when Harbaugh pretty much, without saying it out loud, pretty much said he's done with the state of Ohio, and they just had that lull, 17, 18, 19,
They just stopped
20.
trying, yeah.
Right. Now that they've won 2 games in a row against us, he's come into our fucking house and beat us up when we were, supposed to be unbeatable. That's given him a little more fucking juice to come back in the state. I think they're going to start going after all those top kids, because now he probably is getting the momentum that I don't need to just settle for the second tier guys and battle it out with Ohio State. I can go for their top guys. So I think because of these last couple of years and maybe his own perception of his dominance over Ryan Day, maybe, or control over Ryan Day, maybe that
he's feeling himself.
The thought,
maybe.
Yeah, okay, that's so he's going to feel a little more confident about coming in and going after all the top Ohio guys. So that there might be on that upswing. Now there was that lull after Zach Harrison, but cycles, it's moving through.
I feel like
they
they got all the guys that were going to go to Notre Dame. Because I look at Notre Dame's class, and Notre Dame's got 8 kids right now committed, and their 8th kid's the only kid from Ohio, which is a little rare. Notre Dame's usually picking us, of a couple solid kids every year.
Right. And Marcus Freeman is supposed to be a stud recruiter. He's got the Will Smith vibe, right? Except maybe he doesn't smack people on stage. Anyway, I will say, just to put a finer point on the Michigan recruiting Ohio kids, I'm going to run through 4 guys. 3-star, these are 2024s. Yes, 2024 guys. 3-star Ben Roebuck from the same school as the Armstrong twins. Yeah, we're getting twins, baby, and I am pumped about it. From Lakewood St. Ed's, Ben Roebuck's a teammate of the Armstrong twins. He's a 3-star, committed to Michigan just this week as well. Had no Ohio State offer. 4-star Luke Hamilton from Avon had no Ohio State offer. He committed to Michigan right after the game as a guest of Ohio State. Justin Fry let him on the field as a recruit on the Buckeye sideline. He proceeds after the game, feeling himself also, and commits to Michigan. Okay. Didn't have an Ohio State offer, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
4-star edge rusher Brian Robinson from Youngstown. Crystal balls are to Michigan for him right now. Does have an Ohio State offer. This guy's a stud, but okay, we'll let that one count against Ohio State. 4-star D lineman out of Cincinnati, Ted Hammond, does not have an Ohio State offer. Crystal balls to Michigan. So this is what I'm pointing out is a lot of these guys that Michigan's coming in to get is that 10 to 20 range in the state. So go ahead, take the Ohio guys that are not going to go to Ohio State.
Well, right. It doesn't sound like only one of those guys had an Ohio State offer. Which is fine, but I think well, they're not done trying to go after. They just took one guy that we had verbal to us in the running back, Marshall. So I don't think as we sign more Ohio guys, and that usually comes later in the process for us to sign the in-state guys. They're going to be chomping every bit to try to get them either before us or even come trying to get them after they verbal. So most of those guys you just listed don't seem to be an issue, but those are also guys in years past that we've settled on at the end of recruiting classes to kind of help fill it out. A couple 3-star linemen here, fucking 3-star tight end. We just kind of sprinkle them in at the end. Those guys aren't going to be there anymore, maybe, but we got to keep the top guys, and not guys that we've offered, they verbal to us, and then they take them. Just timing wise, we can't have that, especially at a position of need. Any position, really. Every little bit counts as far as momentum, with going against, both schools each way.
Yeah.
Recruiting, everything.
Shawn, what do you think? See, I think that most of these Ohio guys that are high 4 and 5-star, if they don't go to Ohio State, they're probably not going to go to Michigan. Or they might be Notre Dame guys, but like the corner, Aaron Scott out of Springfield, he's a high 4-star. Bryce West out of Glenville. Good luck getting a Glenville kid to go to fucking Michigan. So
Don't jinx that shit.
That pipeline's back open, baby. I'm telling you.
When's the last time somebody said that, up there in Detroit, I watch a Cass Tech kid go to fucking Buckeyes?
Right.
We need to sell out on that Bryce Underwood in 2025.
Oh,
yeah.
So I, again, just wanted to calm Buckeye Nation's nerves. The sky is not falling because we lost a running back. Again, it's a running back, not a quarterback. You start losing 5-star Ohio quarterbacks, then I'll be concerned. So anything else you guys want to cover tonight? I wanted to announce that we will have an Amazon gift card giveaway video tomorrow morning. Whenever I roll out of bed, actually, I will have a cocktail and then announce our next Amazon gift card giveaway. I'll try to be sober. Maybe not. Who knows? It is a Monday. So
Why does that matter?
Doesn't, as long as I can get my words out. That's all. So tomorrow, new announcement video. That is where you need to go, like, comment, and make sure you're subscribed. If you subscribe now, you'll get that video right into your announcements or whatever, alerts. But like and subscribe on that, and you're entered into the next $50 Amazon gift card giveaway that will be out tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to watch the rest of Godfather tonight. Started last night. Almost impossible to get through that in one night. So I'm going to watch the rest of that tonight. I'll be up till probably 12. And then I'll put that video out when I get up. So in the morning. I walked 2 miles today to get a Publix sub. Totally worth it. Wanted to point that out. Props to me. And props to my taste buds.
Why did you walk to the Publix, bro? Why didn't you drive?
Because it's only a
wanted
mile
the
away.
exercise?
No, the old lady's out of town. She took the car. We're a 1-car family. We don't use the car much. She probably had to knock the sand and salt off of the windshield before she drove out. But taking care of her mom over in BFE, Florida. And
Gotcha.
So I was like, perfect opportunity to walk to Publix and get a fucking sub. Loved it.
Chicken tenders?
Italian. You got to go.
Italian?
No.
2
No, I go
miles total,
Italian.
2 miles each way, or
One
mile
each.
way? Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. 15 minutes each way to most if you walk slow. So I do Italian, double meat, double cheese, provolone, and just banana peppers, mayo, salt, vinegar and oil.
Hey, Joe, nobody cares. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
there you go. You're finally on board. You got it. It's like talking about your bracket and your fantasy team.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, folks. Make sure you subscribe. I know I have to kill that every day because we're still struggling with the subscriptions, but we made it over 600, just 400 to go before we give away that $100 gift card. I want to appreciate and show thanks to all of our subscribers. Tyrone in the chat. As always, we appreciate you. Anybody else that jumps in the chat, have a great night. Jeff and Shawn, appreciate you for joining us and making this an amazing show with 600 subscribers.
Yes.
And for that, you receive nothing. All right. Way to end it on a high note, guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you next week.
Peace.
Go
Later,
Bucks.
bro.
Hey.
Hey.
God damn it.